Fans, welcome back. It is Dave, the Real Music Observer, observing real music in real time for real people just like you and just like me. Uh, Day two, living with Steve Perry's Traces and second impressions. Yesterday I did first impressions. Today I'm doing second impressions. Okay, let's cut to the chase. When I say stuff like, hey, I think this album is going to appeal to women more than it will appeal to men, I'm not saying anything that is really that controversial. I had one guy come back and say, "Oh, it's mood music." Ooh, okay. What kind of mood are you trying to get in? I had one lady who's a friend of mine tell me she had to turn the album off because she was feeling a little depressed and down, and the album was kind of because she's picturing all of these things that Perry went through, and she just had to take a break from it. So here's the deal. Musically speaking, it's well done. It's well put together. I'm not arguing against the amount of time and effort that went into this. If you look at the tracks, the 10 tracks on the non bonus track CD, you got No Erasing, which is up tempo and ends up being one of the best songs of the bunch. They released obviously the first track, the single. This is the old time traditional way to do it, and that one happens to be one of the better tracks. Adult Contemporary Radio, however, has stalled the track at number 23. So they're not feeling the same love that Perry fans and myself included in this one are feeling for the song. We're Still Here, which I think is one of the strongest tracks on the record. Again, a slow tune, most of all, a slow tune, No More Crying. Good song, but a slow track. In the Rain, a slow track. Sunshine's Gray, interesting song, more rockin', more upbeat, but I'd call it alternative, sort of hot adult contemporary sounding stuff. Perry himself said there's going to be some rock and roll on this. Rock and roll to me is like Wheel in the Sky. You know what I'm saying? Rock and roll would be Stone in Love. That's rock and roll, okay? You Belong to Me, again, slow tune. Easy to Love. I really like Easy to Love. It's got some kind of Hall & Oates Motown thing going on there. I Need You, and then We Fly. Okay, and you're done. That's it. I had one friend of mine say, hey, I didn't know what to expect, and there was a ballad, and then there was another ballad, and then I thought, okay, there'll be enough. No, there was another ballad. So, you put this on random, and you could get a bunch of ballads in a row. Now, the Target version, the extra tunes, you also get this October New York song, which is like a Frank Sinatra thing. It's the last track on it, I think, was a song I really didn't think was all that great. The songs in between, though, there's like a reggae thing. So there's some good stuff in that bunch of songs. So I would urge you to get the Target version to get, because look, and I understand the writing was personal, and this was not supposed to see the light of day. Okay, but it has. It's now going out. And Perry, for whatever reason, changed his mind because of Kelly, said, yep, we're coming out with this. Now, his hardcore fans are going to love this. The fans of Journey are mixed. They're very mixed because as much as they love to hear Steve is back, and they're so excited about that prospect, they're also kind of rooted in music that rocks a little harder. And I know Perry, there's so much you could say in this video. Perry came into the band and I think immediately started moving the goalposts in a different direction. Of course, they're this, jazz rock fusion thing, and he came in there and he brought melody and he brought some amazing stuff to the group, but the group never really lost their rock and roll mojo. I mean, they may have had big ballad success like Faithfully and Open Arms and so forth. But to say that Journey is a ballads only band is really, it's not accurate. It's not accurate. When you've got a shredder on board like Neil Sean, you know. So you've got these two worlds that are kind of colliding, and one of the worlds I've noticed is it's Planet Steve Perry, and Journey isn't really that important, okay? And then you've got Planet Journey, which sees Steve and is really excited and happy, but wishes that there was something for them that was more Journey-esque, and it's never going to happen. I mean, if you listen to Street Talk and For the Love of Strange Medicine, both of those albums don't really sound all that much like Journey, although you could argue in places, Oh Sherry and so forth. I mean, even Neil Sean said, hey, this sounds like us, but in hindsight, it's different. There's a different quality to it. My opinion is, and I haven't spent enough time with Traces to say, is it better than the first two Steve Perry solo albums? Right now, I would say no. To me, Street Talk is always going to be the gem, and it was done so quickly and produced to almost perfection. You had the Doors guy there, Botnick, producing, and it's just audio magic. This album, you know, a bunch of people have said, hey, this album will be a grower. It will grow on you, and that may be the case. As far as my generalizations, as far as the genders go, folks, I'm sorry. I call them like I see them, and I've been, for the most part, validated, but we live in a strange culture today, a strange world, and, you know, I guess it even applies to music, which is just a holy crap Batman for me. Okay, done with this video. Second impressions of Steve Perry's Traces. Is it a good album? Sure it is. Is it for everybody? No. All right, be back soon.